So I've just sat paper 2 and it was fantastic. AQA made paper 1 hard, but paper 2 was crammed, full of language devices, full of persuasive techniques. It was a joy. I'm so grateful to AQA for providing a really great paper. I tried out my method of points make prizes. So those of you who've been following my videos know that I think the number of marks is the same as the number of explanations, and that an explanation is anything which could start with the words "this suggests." So I wrote all my reading answers, questions 2, 3 and 4, with the right number of "this suggests," and I numbered them on the page so that I could see how many I had, whether I had reached the right level. For question 4 and question 3, I went a bit over, just in case the examiner didn't like some of my explanations, but also because I had time. How did I make time? I did question 5 first, and I found I was able to ace question 5 in about 35 minutes, which bought me an extra 10 to relax a little bit. I didn't actually relax, but it gave me more time on question 3 and question 4. For question 5, the question was a gift. I won't tell you what it is because teachers will want to do that in the mock next year. But it was a very easy one because it tapped into 2 areas of knowledge that all students would have. I didn't make up any statistics and I didn't make up any experts. I just split the question up into about 5 parts, and those 5 parts were already in the question, and I've shown you in other videos how you can do that. The question always tells you what to write about. So it was easy to pick 5 chunky paragraphs. I actually wrote more and I really enjoyed it. Then I went to question 3. Why? Because it's only one source and one small section of the source, so it's easy to rack up the marks. I found it really simple because it was so full of descriptive language features. There was simile, there was personification, there was metaphor. It was just crammed full of it. I even ended up taking the mickey out of the writer because the metaphors just didn't match. They were just full of ridiculously different ideas jammed together, like getting all your favourite ingredients for all the meals you've ever loved and chucking them into one bowl. It would be ridiculous, but that's what this piece of writing was like. It entertained me no end because the writing was in some ways so bad, but it was also hugely enjoyable because it was just so easy to write about. Then we had question 4, when you had to compare both full texts. Why did I go for that next? Well, because question 2 also asks you to compare both texts, but it's only worth 8 marks. So no, I'm not going to do that. I'll do the 16 marker while I've still got vim and vigour. That was also absolutely brilliant. Both texts were completely engaging. I was actually really interested in both of them. And I don't think that's true just because I'm an adult. They were genuinely interesting texts. Well done, AQA, for picking something so good. The 19th century text was actually written by a writer who came from my hometown. Here I am in the Cotswolds, so you can probably guess that my hometown is Swindon. Well, you probably know it already because I've told you before. My hometown is Swindon, and the writer was a writer who is not even famous in Swindon. People don't read him anymore. I've actually bought a book of his. It's in my house, and my wife has got it underneath a plant pot. I still haven't read the book. But anyway, the book turned up in the exam, which was great. Absolutely brilliant exam. Really, really, really easy to do well in. And then question 2, I always find question 2 really hard because you have to write a summary of stuff that you're not really interested in. And it was the same here, but 4 comparisons, 2 this suggests in each comparison. No problem, I could do that. It was great. So it was a lovely, lovely exam. If you haven't taken the exam and it's in your mock, you're going to love it. If you did take the exam, drop me some comments, because I did get quite a few people say, oh, I really love the mystery of the text in paper 1, which is true. I quite like that as well. And some people found language features to write about. They could say how the author was trying to create effects. I found that tougher, but obviously as an English teacher and an adult, I think I was able to do it. So the big question is, have I got 100%? Now, all English marking is subjective, right? But that's why I've introduced the Mr. Salles method of points make prizes. And so I really want to test, is it possible just to follow that method and get 100%? And I know this is dangerous because I'm actually going to make videos of my actual paper when I get it back. I'm predicting that maybe I have got 100% just by following that method. The reason that's important is I haven't answered it just as an English teacher, writing in lovely, detailed, fluent paragraphs as I would as an adult with all this experience and being an expert in English. No, I have used my expertise, but I've done it in a way where I'm just writing paragraphs which are short, 2 sentences at most, with some evidence and a point, and then a second sentence saying, this suggests, and then what I think it suggests. I am super excited, and I'll see you on August the 21st when we get our results. See you on the other side.